What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday night and welcome to Pop Force 1. There's a ton of great people already in the chat, so thank you guys for jumping on in. I think we're about a minute late. Not too bad, give or take. But Gustavo is here. Sheila's in the house. Macklin Hunts is here. Hi, Shy Guy. Mr. Venom, hello. Dom the Bomb, what's going on? Wayne is here. Steven, good to see you, brother. I know there are several people who are very excited about Star Wars this week, and I'm sure at some point we will talk a little Star Wars, a little Ahsoka. We did get some brand new pops that were revealed, and I'm pretty fired up about some of those characters. Dave is here. Not too late. Thank you, Sheila. Sheila, you are always amazing. Thank you so much. Susan is here. Everything under the umbrella is here. Anna is here. So many fantastic people. Guys, thank you so much for coming on out. Wagon Man is here. Corey's in the house. Sarah's here. If you guys are joining us this evening, whether from your phone, a tablet, TV, or your desktop computer, feel free to put in the chat. Let us know that you're hanging out, watching the stream with us. But guys, without further ado, let's bring in the other two members of tonight's show, the Poppin' Duo and Professor Josh. What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, everyone?
Weekend Eve. I like that.
Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday.
Another Thursday.
Randy's here. Never Ask is in the house. Captain Funko Pop, what's going on? Happy PFO. There you go, Magma. Good to see you in the house. So I don't know. It's been an up and down week. I have to say though, I'll just throw this out there. Highlight of my week so far has been Ahsoka.
Did you get to watch Ahsoka?
I did watch.
Did you watch it live? Did you? Well, you know what I mean. Did you watch it when it came out?
I watched it the first night on Tuesday night. I wasn't like ready to go right at 9, but I did watch it. I think I started watching around 10:30, finished up around 12:30. So it was a little bit of
I started at 9, and man, I started falling asleep. Not because this is not the show. This is not the show's fault, because I actually really enjoyed it, but I could not keep my eyes awake for the second episode. So I watched that yesterday.
I really appreciate that they gave us the second episode. You know,
they kind of had to.
Episodes.
Like, once you watch them both, I feel like they had to drop. I'm glad that they dropped them together. The way that they ended episode 2.
That's true. If they if they ended episode 1 the way they did, and they made everybody on pins and needles for no, it's okay. If they left everybody on pins and needles for a week, man, that would have caused a lot of drama. So, yeah, of course, I know there's probably some people in here who haven't seen it yet, so we will keep it as spoiler-free as possible. And I actually, we'll break down the pops that are coming out, of course, as well. But Funko did a good job. Thankfully, I was really worried that one of the pops that they released was going to be like some kind of spoiler, because you know there's going to be some surprises with this show. That there's going to be a character or two that we don't know about. But thankfully, so far, the pops have not spoiled anything.
Yeah, so far, so good.
Dom's going to watch it today. Very nice. Steven loved it. Had nothing bad to say about it. I have one issue with the show, but I can't really say that issue without giving some stuff away.
Oh, man. So, now I want to. Why did you say that, Jen? Now I'm going to be thinking all night. What's your issue with the Ahsoka?
All right. I will try to phrase this.
So, hey, listen, people are used to you ruining surprises. Just, guys, close your ears for
No. I don't want to ruin the surprise for anybody, because I would be upset if the surprise got ruined for me. So I will say this. I will say that the lightsaber wounds are not too consistent with previous content. So that is the only thing I have an issue with. Other than that, I love the show.
I've seen the Justice for Qui-Gon going around quite a bit this week.
Yes, and that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, well, all right, I guess Liam Neeson just takes it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's as much as I'll say. I don't want anything else to rub any, ruin it for anybody. But I thought the character development was great. I thought the introduction so far of the newer characters has been awesome. So I'm super pumped up. I'm super fired up. So.
Yeah,
but I feel like there was a lot of stuff that happened this week. I just got finished watching Josh's video. You did pretty well when your Mystery Grail video today.
Yeah, the Mystery Grail. Well, one of us did pretty well. One of us did.
Yeah, I felt bad for Shannon. I definitely felt bad for Shannon.
But yeah, Mystery Grail, and they dropped a soda box today too. So if anyone wanted to grab any of their soda boxes, I have all those sodas, so I don't think
I have not enjoyed their soda boxes. I'll be honest. I'll still buy the weekly boxes here and there, but
yeah, I think they still
enjoyed
had
the
the weekly
sodas.
box from Sunday left, which is surprising. They
Really?
don't
I
typically.
actually don't find it that surprising.
I don't know that usually by now in the week they've sold out. I know it's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
mean,
Thursday, definitely.
I don't mean to be like a downer or anything, but I've definitely noticed a lot of people getting frustrated with them. And I think the biggest thing, if I could tell them that I think they should implement at least one change, it's that if you pull a grail, I think it should be around $100 in value. I think that's what's kind of frustrating some people because you have to buy so many. Usually, unless you're very lucky, and we've seen some people that are very lucky and they get a star like right off the bat. But for the most part,
yes,
we've had to buy. I know we've had to buy a lot. You've had to buy a lot. And so people have to buy quite a bit to finally hit that star. But when you finally hit that star and you're only getting like a $50, $60 pop, it doesn't really justify the risk, I feel like. So
I think it's the low risk for the big ones, which you won't see. But I the soda boxes, I don't know. Like I feel like
no, the soda boxes.
I feel like I
not the
do a
same
better
payoff.
soda box. Like
Yeah,
my soda box feels better. Like when we do soda boxes, last night was a perfect example. You know?
Well, Josh, think about it. Like how you're not getting enough back. I've not. We bought actually we did buy at least one round because we pulled a grail, and my grail was bingo. And I'm not saying I'm not saying bingo is bad in any way. I really love bingo and I kept bingo. But like an $80 soda for I think there was 500 boxes, only 3 top hits. And it's like you know what I mean? It's there's just not enough payoff. It's different. $15 box, you get a $500 pop. You know, again, it's probably 1 in 500 chance to get that top hit. But people know what's going into
Well, I think people are getting smarter. I think that's the whole thing. People are getting smarter with mystery boxes now, with there being so few on the market.
For sure.
It seems like a lot of people are watching, especially your videos, Vince. It seems like you get a lot of traffic over there. I mean, you guys, I think, open the most mystery boxes out of the 3 of us because Josh does some other stuff in addition to mystery boxes. So you guys always have great feedback, and it looks like a lot of people talking in the comment section. But I think after a while, people start watching your channel, and there's some other mystery box channels, and then they say, hey, I want to go try a mystery box and try my luck. But you have to be smart, and people are getting smart.
You do have to be smart. And I seen a couple. I said that listen, I'm not starting anything. I don't want to even I don't even know why I'm saying what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. So, because people have asked, hey, why have you not got this box? Why, if you don't see us open certain boxes, for the most part, there's reasons why we don't open certain boxes. And if you see us open a lot of one particular, it's not because we pull top hits. Because in our video today, we pulled one of the 8 top hits out of the 30 boxes. We bought 3 boxes from the run that we opened in our box today. So if you're buying 3 out of 30 or something like that.
Well, you bought 10% of the run.
That's what I'm saying, and I don't remember if there was 30, so don't quote me because there could have been 60.
But still, like you're playing, you're going to a casino, but you're playing the odds well. If you were to do the same equivalent for a mystery grail run, you would have to buy 50 boxes.
Yes,
to make that 10%, and 50 boxes times $15
that's
each.
Just a small run.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of money. So
I think
we like them. We do. I mean, we've hit a couple grails, but our last grail, I got to watch Josh's videos. I have not been able to really watch anything today, but our last grail was I think it was around $30. I
think that's too low. I think you have to get to that. Like, I don't mind if it's not 100, because there's a lot of great pops out there that are between $80 and $100.
Yeah,
there's and they're considered people's grails. So I think having that kind of opportunity, I don't think a $40 pop is a grail. A $40 pop, something can become a $40 pop so easily too. Like,
and they can be there's a difference between a mystery box calling something a grail and somebody calling something a grail.
It's a hit.
There's personal grails that are $30. Somebody that never buys anything over retail, $30-$40 pop might be a grail to them. But yeah, to say that's a grail and one of the 30 top hits, that I don't like.
I think it should be like, it's pretty much hit or miss. That's what I call like the mystery goal. Hit or miss. You're either going to get your value or above, or you're going to get probably below. Like you're going to be one of the two. And today's video is a great example of showing you one of the two. But they came from the same rounds of stuff that we bought. So kind of mixed together, like you said, you have to kind of weigh those options. Like you're probably not going to just, I don't know how many people, I'm curious, buy one box. That's what I'm curious. I think what I would love to see them do is improve the shipping cost if you buy 4. I think that's my biggest thing. Yeah. Is like every box is $4. Well, that's $16 for shipping, and it doesn't cost them $16 to ship that.
No, because
they need to do actual like what it weighs or something similar to Whatnot. Like after so many.
Yeah, I bet you if they did a bundling option, or if you bought 4, or even if you saved $1 off if you bought 3, it would incentivize people to buy more.
Well, think of this: they haven't raised their prices. And they went to much smaller boxes. Now they fit 4 boxes in a box. Like think about the boxes that they used to ship them in. And when you bought 4, you got a box that was like 15 by like whatever. And now they could ship these 4 boxes. So they haven't, which is fine. Like I'm not saying, that's fine, but I think, maybe incentivize buying the 4. If they have a hard time, if they sell out every week and whatever, why change anything if it's working for them? If they're having a hard time selling out, I think that would be a way to incentivize. We always buy 4 because
we always buy 4. Yeah.
Some of them, some companies have it where you buy like 3 or 4 boxes, then it becomes free shipping too. Like I've seen that.
Yeah, right.
Now I don't see that with these because they're so low cost. I see them like a $30, or some of their boxes that are like Thursday, like today example, $28. 2 sodas. Is it going to only be $4? I don't know. I didn't check out with any. I'm curious. If I go to check out, will it be only $4 for shipping or more? And 2 sodas, what is it going to weigh?
Me too, Zach.
It's hard to say. I think it's a hard thing. So like $8 for standard shipping for 2 sodas.
Yeah. So a bunch of other people jumped in the chat, so I want to say hello. Zach pre-ordered his 332nd Trooper, which I'm super fired up to hear about. So congratulations on that.
I did too.
Jeremy's in the house. Evelyn's here, but she's watching on the quiet side, but that's okay. We appreciate that. I see Funko Slywolf jumped in here. Zachary's here. Kelsey is here. Trevor also jumped in. Thank you guys so much for coming on in this evening. So really quick, back to Ahsoka for 1 second. Mr. Venom had a good question and said, is the Rebels Ahsoka Pop still affordable, or did it shoot up already? And I want to get, before you say anything, Vince, I want to get both Josh and Vince's feedback, because, we're all Star Wars fans. I think the 3 of us have most, if not all, of the Rebels pops, or at least we all have a few of them, I would imagine. The one pop I will say I've been keeping my eye out on is Captain Rex. I think that Captain Rex is going to shoot up to $100, $150, and there's very few left on the market. But what were we going to say, Vince? You had something?
Well, I was going to say how disappointed I am in myself, because I told everybody and their brother to go pick all the Rebel pops up, and guess who didn't pick them all up?
Oh God, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, I'm disappointed on how. Oh my God. I'm disappointed that I watched Rebels this year, and I've said this multiple times, and I've said this across on our Whatnot streams, on our family lives, and anybody that listens to me talk, how good Rebels was and how good the Clone Wars was, and I'm so disappointed, because I remember when that show came out. It was like around the it probably was it like 2008.
Rebels?
Probably. No, not Rebels. Clone Wars.
Oh, Clone Wars came out.
Clone Wars came out first, and I think it was around 2008, probably around the time that my son was born.
2016, 2017.
Yes, that makes sense. And I wish I would have stuck with it. I watched a little bit back then, but I was too busy being a father at that point. Darn it.
Darn responsibility.
Kids kind of ruined that for me. Yeah, I'm blaming my kids.
Well, the good news is, for everybody asking about the Ahsoka Rebels pops, and I'm sure Josh has some comments as well. With the Ahsoka, in particular, the Ahsoka was actually one of the ones that was restocked. So if you don't care about the foot stamp or the date stamp on the bottom of the box, you can probably get one of the newer ones, like a 2021 version, for a little bit cheaper. You can definitely get a special edition sticker version cheaper if you don't care about the Hot Topic sticker with the regular one or the LA Comic-Con one. And also with the Glow one, that was an LA Comic-Con exclusive. That one's even weirder with the restock because that one actually has the special edition and a version of the LA Comic-Con sticker on there. So I've seen people sell those for like $30 to $40 less.
I hate that they did that
than the original one. Oh, can you imagine how expensive these would be if they hadn't restocked? But one of the ones that didn't restock was Captain Rex, and that's why I was still shocked that he was only going for like $50 up until like a week ago.
Because Captain Rex came in, wasn't that the Smuggler Bounty one?
He was a Smuggler's Bounty. Yep.
Yeah, that's probably
why.
That's why it
Sabine,
never restocked.
Yeah, Sabine restocked.
Yep.
Both Ahsoka's restocked. Which other ones? Ezra did not. Kanan did
Hera
not.
did.
Hera restocked
a lot.
Chopper didn't because the disguised version of him was a celebration, and then the regular Chopper, that one just never.
Zeb, I don't believe ever did.
Yeah, Zeb never restocked.
I mean, let's put it this way: if you're looking for, there's so many different Ahsokas at this point. Like, unless you're really going, and unless you're a huge fan of the Rebel show, like, let that go at this point. You can still have a good collection of Ahsoka stuff without having to grab the expensive stuff. Now, if you're into the expensive pops, go for it. But yeah, I think the whole Rebel line at this point, we all kind of, anybody that does not have them all, you kind of miss the boat on that one. Including me.
It's gonna be tough. Oh, and that's why, like, I'm curious. Put it this way: if you missed, there's really only one character that Funko will likely not make ever again, and that's Kanan, because
makes sense
for reasons. If
spoiler alert,
you guys haven't seen Rebels, okay, Rebels was 2014 to 2018. Okay, thank you, Wayne. But they did come out with some, or at least a glam shot, and they are up for pre-order. Brand new wave of Ahsoka Pops, and here I'll bring them up so we can have a look at them. And we only got certain characters in this first, I'm sure, wave one of three.
Sure it's a wave.
And I'm actually happy because every single character in this glam shot right here was in the trailer, so nothing was spoiled. But the thing about these is, like, I don't feel the need. Like, I'm not going to pick up Ahsoka. I'm not going to pick up Hera. I am going to pick up Professor Huyang as well as Merrick, just because this is the first time that we're getting
getting both of those.
Yeah, as pops. I might pick up Sabine because I like the updated version of her.
I think that they did the Amazon exclusive so perfect with the jetpack and everything. I don't even know if I'd pick up Sabine, but I mean, I'm not telling you not to get it though, John. You can.
I'm. Hey, you know what? We're running out of space, so I definitely want to maximize my space. And I mean, there's some other characters that aren't even in this wave that were in the trailer as well as the first episode, and one of them being Baylan Skull. I need a version of Baylan so bad. I mean, especially for those of you guys who don't know Star Wars, the actor who plays him died in June, which was a real bummer.
I love that guy in Ragnarok, and
he was. I didn't realize how much stuff he was in. He was in G.I. Joe. He was in Thor. Yeah, he was in so much stuff.
Oh, that's right. He was in G.I. Joe. He was the
Firefly, I think. Right?
Yeah, he was
in Firefly.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And he plays such an awesome character in Ahsoka. If you haven't seen it yet, I think he does an amazing job.
I think Shin Hati
for 2 episodes. I mean, I'm really into that character.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. But the good news is about this wave is if you don't want to go back and grab the original Rebels line, I mean, most of those characters are crossing over into this new wave. So you can still have those characters in your collection without having to pay out a lot of money. So,
and we're yet to see all the different special edition type store exclusive stickered ones too. So a lot of these ones could be very similar with some other thing with stickers too. So be careful on going all in on like these and then finding out, oh, now they got this one with a little this different. I'd rather have that version.
Josh, you're making a great point. That maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more, but there's definitely one that I seen released this week that I was like, man, thank God I didn't rush out to grab this one.
I mean, sometimes they've done it where they show them at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you can choose, I guess, which one you really want. But, we've only seen, I think Amazon, right? The Sabine Wren.
Yeah.
So that's the only one we have seen, which this looks good. I like this one.
This is
like
cool.
The style. I think this is a good one to grab. But like the other ones, like the other Ahsoka, how is that different than the one that just came out on Amazon? Like
the Amazon exclusive looks almost identical.
I think similar. I think her lightsabers are in a slightly different position, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But they have to come out they're going to come out with an Ahsoka Pop.
They're going to come out with like 4 exclusives at least.
Yeah.
Alone.
So Brandon says, I really hope Balin and Shin won't be a Target 2-pack. I mean,
that would be Brandon, I kind of would like that.
Yeah, 2-pack would be cool. I mean,
with those two, that'd be kind of cool.
Are you more upset about? I mean, they would belong in a 2-pack, but are you more upset about them being exclusive to Target?
I think maybe both. Hey, you know what? Funko, if you're listening, this would be cool. What if they did like a Master and Apprentice 2-packs? Like, give us like 6 different.
That would be cool,
huh?
That would be cool.
Dooku and
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
that would be cool. That would be super cool.
Oh my gosh.
You could even do some throwbacks. You could do a crossover, because you could do Count Dooku and Qui-Gon, and then you could do, like you said, Count Dooku and Ventress. Like, you could do a little dark side and light side. That would be
let's do that. Yeah.
Because we have all the space for that. As we're getting we're getting our Amazon Star Wars rides in the mail this week.
Don't forget the 8-pack of younglings too. 8-pack of younglings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would take that too.
They're going to come out with a lot. I just hope that they come out with the characters like Professor Hu Yang, like Merrick, that don't have pops yet. That's what I personally love to see.
Give us one Ahsoka. I don't think we need 5 Ahsokas. I'd rather have because we've already got like 5 released over the last couple of years. Leave it at the 1. I think that they had to have the 1. Now give us some of the other characters and let's call it.
They're probably going to have an unhooded one. I feel unhooded one is going to be coming.
I'm so sorry, Riley. Yeah, to anybody who doesn't know Star Wars right now, you're probably like, "What the heck are they talking about?" But how some of you guys feel right now? That's how I feel with anime. I don't watch anime. I don't know anything about anime. I can appreciate it, and I think it's cool. But we got plenty of stuff to talk about.
So I will say there's one other thing that came up this week as crazy value. I don't know if either of you have heard. So the second season of a show that came out on was it Amazon, right? Amazon Prime.
Oh, are you talking about like the Seth made a video on it, right?
Did he?
Good Omens?
Good Omens, yeah.
Good Omens.
Good Omens.
Look at that. I knew it.
Good Omens is a great show, but I remember picking those up for pre-order. Shannon and I both watched the first season. We need to watch the second season. But it is... I don't know how it spiked. Like, it literally was going for like $35 and then $120, and now you see an average of 277 with 4 sales in the last few days. So either someone's selling a bunch and have a bunch on hold somewhere.
Man, I had a 2-pack that I could not get rid of to save my life.
2-pack, the special edition, like the specialty series 2-pack, there's a sale in August 21st of $206, $275, $299.
But why? Like,
I don't know. The next season came out.
But is this market manipulation though?
Usually that's like one sale. There is literally eight sales over, like anywhere from $175 to $300. But
a jump from $38 to almost $300 is insane.
It went from like 38 to like 120, and then boom, like it's just weird, isn't it?
That's crazy.
It doesn't make sense.
It does seem very fishy when you see that kind of crazy.
But this is not your typical trajectory with like traditional supply and demand.
No.
Like, you'd like to see it like creep up. It's okay if you see like $50 or $60 jumps and maybe it goes up, maybe it comes back down. But like This pop has never been more than $100.
And I believe
in
it's
any
vaulted
sale?
too. So whatever's out there, it's out there. I believe that's another reason. I believe it was vaulted.
Hmm.
So
Man, I
maybe
feel like I
they'll
had to
never
pay
make
somebody to
this
take this one from me.
2-pack.
I
but-
think I'm honest to God, Vince, I feel the same way. Joanna looked at me after I watched Seth's video and she's like, didn't we sell one of those for like $28?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I think it's like anything, right? Like if people see the value,
Supply and
like you
demand.
said, it becomes that. And with a new season coming out, maybe people didn't even watch the first season or know there was a 2-pack of the Funko Pops, and then
No, I think
somehow went
that's
in there.
exactly it. You know, I did this with a Brickhead the other day. I wanted to get a Boba Fett, and I'm like, how did I miss Boba Fett? Well, maybe I can get one on the aftermarket for like $20, $80. Like,
Yep. Nope.
not even close, and I could have had it for 10. So it's sometimes you do that. You don't realize, then you realize, and it's
it's too late.
$220.
Yeah, this is definitely great material for Pops on the Rise for sure. So Ruckus TV, we're talking about the Azraphale and Crowley 2-pack at the moment. So
And I know I have
Riley,
this Crowley as well.
The Star Wars rides are pretty awesome. I got one of them in so far, and I kind of want to open all of them at the same time. Like I was thinking
for
about
all of
doing
them to
one
go
by
on sale
one.
for $8 or something.
I don't know if these will go on sale. I don't know.
I don't know. It's Amazon.
I'm
Like,
playing the
that's
long
true.
game on those as well.
Yeah,
anything
Amazon.
bigger size on Amazon is like I play the long game on it, and if
They
might
Black Friday those, and they put them all on sale for like $16 or something. So
I think there'd be more like $8 or something crazy.
really, you think that low?
Yeah.
Have you seen what they do sometimes on like all these?
I have, but
yeah, I mean, think of all the Avenger ones. How many?
Actually, you know what's a great example? We just did this in a video. I opened up our Pops from Amazon Prime Day, and there was an Ahsoka in there that I got, I think, for $6. And like they knew that the show was coming out, and they still clearanced them. You know what I mean? It's not like they're
I don't think
they're really looking at trends. They're just probably looking at what's selling.
Need warehouse space. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're like anybody else. They're like, hey, we need this space back.
Yeah.
Just lower it to whatever you have to get rid of it. You know. So.
I mean, you even saw that with like the Into the Spider-Verse like Marvel core packs. Like they clearance those like right after it dropped, and the movie was just coming out, and that like stuff like that crazy.
John, I remember us having a conversation about the Sinister Six on Amazon. Remember?
Yeah.
And we said we can't spend it, and then lo and behold, if you were patient, you could have got basically the whole set for like $9 each, $10 each.
I still have not picked up that set, but I just decided that I don't have enough space for the Star Wars rides and the Sinister Six. So Star Wars is getting the space in this house, and then Sinister Six will be with us in the next house.
Yeah, I got half the set, and then I think I'm not getting. I don't know what I'm doing.
I love the set though. I
do too.
Absolutely love it. So Koba asked, any information on the exclusive drop for the 26th? I'm guessing this has to do with that Fun Mart thing.
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, right?
It's tomorrow on the 20th. It's actually on the 25th.
Yeah. If you go on the 26th, you're in trouble. But it depends on maybe where you live too.
I have not been keeping up with the news on this event, unfortunately.
So if you go on Disc Trackers, he just posted like kind of what's on there like a little bit ago. But it's 9 a.m. Pacific time, so
noon for us in
our time, which is a little earlier than normal, but not at least super early for them, because sometimes they do like 6 a.m. Pacific time.
I've got a couple that I'm picking up. I was pretty interested.
I didn't even see the guy. It's been a crazy week. I didn't even see all this stuff.
So the Fun Fest, this is their big old party going on. There's things that drop only there at the that's where the Freddy's dropping. The hiking Freddy or whatever.
Oh, that 5,000 piece, the hitchhiker Freddy or whatever.
Hitchhiker Freddy. Yeah, he's got his thumb out and he's like trying to hitchhike. But these ones are the ones that are dropping online. The bag's cute. The little Appa.
Yeah, the Appa and the bag is cute. I kind of want to get the 3-liter Oogie Boogie.
3-liter Oogie. I don't know.
Deathstroke and Fruit Loops.
I will say the best thing I ever did was not buy the Darth Vader 3-liter, and then it went on buy 2 get 1 free.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did before we talk about the person who just wrote about the Grand Admiral Thrawn, I do want to talk about that, Zach. So just hold your thought on that. But did everybody take advantage of the soda sale?
First time I bought sodas in a while, honestly.
I loved the soda sale.
Funko
So
site.
we spent a lot of money, but we cashed in all of our Funko rewards points. So I thought it was awesome that we were able to stack the sale, the rewards points, and maximize on free shipping. I had a blast. So
yeah, I got some sodas, not a crazy amount, but I did get 3 Darth Vaders. I figure
Nice.
I'm going for the chase.
Yeah, I did get
we went
another
right there.
Vader.
Did you get a couple 3-liters then?
No,
With
I
that
only
deal?
got one. I got one Vader. I didn't try to maximize. No,
I always try to
I don't want to
maximize
be.
my
I don't want to be
sales.
murdered on camera. If I opened
I
up
know.
3 liters on camera, we'd have major issues. This might be one that I just open and not say anything to anybody. But no, we didn't get a crazy amount of sodas either. But there were sodas I've been waiting for that, like Garfield. What
Yeah.
is there, 30,000 pieces or something? Like
30,000,
I wasn't in a hurry to go spend $18 on a Garfield, but if you can get them part of a sale like that, it worked out perfect.
So we bought several 3-liters. I won't reveal how many because I'm not proud of it. But we're doing a special soda event in September, so that's why I needed the extra inventory. So, but if we weren't doing this thing in September, I probably wouldn't have bought as many. But I definitely enjoyed getting sodas for like $12 average again because that's what they were, originally cost.
Felt
So.
right. It
felt right. It did feel right. I was like, this feels so good.
I'm like, this is the way it should feel when you buy sodas, because this is not the way it felt buying sodas over the last couple months.
I felt very okay about buying the 3-liter. I kept holding off on Vader, and I love Vader as a character for Star Wars, but I kept holding off, and with that deal, I was like, all right, I'm going for it. At least it has a really good chase compared to the soda chase.
Right.
I think it's, it's smart on their part to do that. And I think they should do that more often. I don't think that hurts anything. I mean, I get it's not, they're not sticking everything in their pocket, but, I think that they need to do that. I think that was a great thing to, I think people got excited.
They were watching
about
TFO and they heard me mention they had like 80 sodas on there for sale still.
Well,
and they're like, okay,
later.
But it is kind of embarrassing though, because like Shuri is still on there from New York Comic Con last year. Like I think they need to do one of these sales.
You need to do it more often.
Yeah, I think they need to do it once a month.
Especially, I'd say this is probably the one time where you start seeing those $18 the $18 sodas being okay. Like where if you have a buy 2 get 1 free sale.
Yeah,
makes those like actually decent price.
Because if you pay $18 for 3, that's what they originally cost. $36 is now $12 each.
Well, I mean, even their exclusive pops, like $15 pops. I mean, think about does the $15 exclusive cost more to produce? Like maybe they lose more in licensing to these stores or something like that. But does it cost more $3 more to produce? Throw some sales up on throw sales on everything.
They should.
Make it feel good.
I like when they mix them up. I like when they do different. Like this was nice. It was just sodas, not the whole site.
Yeah.
They should do another one where it's like certain pops and buy 2 get 1 free.
I think if they also did if they did a sale like this or something, or if they put certain stuff like 20 to 30% off the day of a big drop, I feel like a lot more people would buy stuff because then they would try to rack up the free shipping. So. So there was a couple comments I wanted to announce. So Riley, we'll get to your comment in just a minute for the how to cash in your points, because I've seen a lot of people ask that. Brenna jumped in and Steven jumped in. What's going on, guys? Roberto jumped in, had a quick question about the new Demon Slayer line. We'll have to get to that in just a second. I'm definitely not the person to ask, but I did want to circle back really quick before the chat goes away about the Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I wanted to get both your guys' opinion on this. So Zachary says, should we pick up Grand Admiral Thrawn or no? Heard some rumors that he might show up as well as Captain Rex. Captain Rex, I would definitely pick up because it's significantly cheaper than the original Captain Rex and also significantly cheaper than Grand Admiral Thrawn. Grand Admiral Thrawn, on the other hand, I am kind of split on this. I think they're going to be making a new version of Grand Admiral Thrawn. However, in the instance that we have here, I don't foresee the original one going down. I don't think people are going to give that one up, even if there's a new comp.
Oh yeah, I don't think. I mean, should you get it at the price that it's at right now? Is it going to go higher? I don't know if it's going to go a lot higher, but I don't think it'll go down either because the way that they're building. I mean, this is not a spoiler alert to anybody because really, I mean, this is you could see how they're setting it up, and Thrawn has not shown up in Ahsoka, but he's part of the show. I mean,
he's in the trailer.
He was in the trailer,
he's
going to be something's happening. But the way that they're setting this up, like he's going to be like the Vader type. Let's put it. I'm trying to equate it to how big of a character he's going to be. He's going to be the Vader type, maybe for the next 6 to 7 years, especially
he's basically going to be the big bad of this of the New Republic era before we get to the sequel trilogy era.
But the thing is, a dream sequence that we can forget about, and somehow it's all going to get erased.
They're going to bridge it. I think it'll actually. We can talk about that on another stream, but I've been doing some research on that front. And I actually think there's a way that Disney
I like some of the other fan theories on that they're going to try to get rid of those.
Well, they're not going to get rid of it. Like they have to acknowledge that happened or that section.
No, they do not, John.
Listen, we're going to have. They do. There's too much. There's too much there. There's too much. They cannot just no. They have to acknowledge that it happened, but they can. There's ways they could skate around it. Come out on the other side, and we can get more.
Yeah, you can have Chewbacca wake up and be like, "Oh my gosh, I was just dreaming. None of this happened."
No. Yeah, I don't
right?
Yeah,
I don't know about that. But
we'll talk about that. Yeah, you're right. Now we're getting too into it.
Before we get to the next comments, the last thing I wanted to say in regards to this is there is actually still a chance that Thrawn may not show up. Because Disney has dropped false trailers in the past, and especially with Marvel, they've also done it with Star Wars, where they've put in scenes and little glimpses of the content, but then it's not actually in the
flashback
or the movie. Yeah, so it's not a guarantee that he's going to be in this show. And I also, hear me out on this.
Talked about him.
I actually hope that he's not in the show. I really hope that he's not. I really hope that there's more buildup, and there's so much. There's so much. With
it would be a great way to end a season, though.
Yes, exactly. If they have him finally show up at the end, but they have so much meat with the characters that they have already, and there's so much story that they can develop without him. So let them do that.
I mean, it's Mandalorian like style.
I think 100%. We're not seeing him till the finale. I think that this is going to be like the Mandalorian.
I hope we see a glimpse of him at the end, like when we saw Moff Gideon.
Yes, and I think that's exactly how they'll play it. And season 2 will be amazing as well. I take the time. Don't that's where Marvel screwed up. Marvel rushed too many of these stories and made it too some of these should have been movies, and they tried to stretch them out to show. Take the time, develop the characters, let it go a year or two or a couple seasons, and do it the right way. I mean, this is
less is more.
Less is more, especially in this scenario.
So Roberto had his question about any new information about the Demon Slayer line. I don't know. Do you guys know anything about the new Demon Slayer line? Maybe Josh does.
I don't watch Demon Slayer. I mean, they're releasing a bunch at Target. I know that there's a bunch that have released at Target, but there's so many characters in that line.
Ichigo, Demon Slayer.
And there's minis coming out. There's all kinds of there's a lot. That will not stop. That Demon Slayer line is going to I mean, My Hero is very similar. There's enough characters and enough different kinds of things that you're going to just keep seeing stuff drop for a while. But I have not.
Yeah, we're not your go-to anime channels. I will say that Skittle Rampage, I know he is all over the anime side of the community, so I'm sure he has several videos covering
great stories
that kind of stuff. So a great channel. Go check him out. If you want to talk Star Wars and Marvel and DC, we're probably more your speed. But anime, I don't keep up with anime, and I don't pay attention to most of the releases. So
how about that toucan, that Amazon toucan flying?
Josh, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Why even do the comment?
I don't know.
Why even put that comment out
there? That. And
then release that beautiful flocked toucan that I did pre-order. And I don't pre-order stuff, but I was excited about that one. I want it the day that it comes out.
Now, I will say there
Yeah,
is
this guy's
something
excited.
else I'm excited about, and it
Doesn't
is
Jimmy
Marvel.
Fallon look like me right now?
Jimmy Fallon does
Yeah.
look like you. You guys look so similar. If
Do
you
it,
put on
do
that
it,
that
Vince.
same
Do it,
exact
Jimmy
tux
Fallon,
right
yes.
there.
Look
Yeah.
at that. Yeah.
But no, this is beautiful. This is because the big grail was metallic, so this is the first time that we're getting a flock toucan.
And it's Amazon, so it's going to be easy for a lot of people to get. It's not going to be crazy. It's a nice, different mold too for toucan. So I think it's nice. I like the flackness too. The flackness.
All right, I gotta address this comment really quick. So Tony Man says Ahsoka is the Captain Marvel of Star Wars. Where was she during the original trilogy? All right, two things. She is so far away from being compared to Captain Marvel, so please do not do that. Like her development of as a character, the struggles, the everything, the hardship, everything that she has to overcome and go through is nowhere near Captain Marvel and what she has to overcome. And the other thing is, where was she during the original trilogy? She hadn't been developed yet as a character, so she had no chance. Like technically, you could argue that she was in the original trilogy, but she wasn't created. She wasn't a thought yet.
Yeah, she was there. She just wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if you haven't watched Clone Wars and Rebels, then it's like that's the hard part to get about some of these characters and really like have a good connection with the Ahsoka character. So
well, if you think about it too, like when you watch Clone Wars, you'll see that like the whole Clone Wars kind of show took place in about 10 minutes in the video or in the movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like beginning to end, like from Order 66 to when they're fighting Grievous and that kind of thing. Like Clone Wars was kind of in between all of that, so like so much happened. And this is what I love about having all these extended universe type shows on, really, with even Marvel and all of this stuff. It really lets them expand. But man, you need good storytelling, and I love Dave Filoni.
Oh, absolutely. So before we continue on, Jose, hold your comment for one quick second, because I want to circle back. I think it was Riley who asked about the points for the Funko shop. So yeah. I actually have my account pulled up. I'm going to show it to you guys. So some of you guys may not know about this Funko Rewards program.
Pretty new. Pretty new.
Yeah, it is pretty new. So like right now you can see we have 2,230 points in our account. So that is actually good enough for a $10 discount. So once you're on your fan rewards page here, if you go to discounts, this tab right here, you can actually select your discount based on the number of points you have. And it's actually very similar. If any of you guys are Lego collectors, it's similar to their VIP program. And I'm actually curious if Funko even modeled it after Lego's program, which they now
probably renamed. Did, because look, they have digital assets, which Lego does too.
Yeah, exactly.
They have like experiences. They have entry into winning something. Right. So Lego has all that as well. I will say though, I keep an eye on that merch one. Like I keep going back because I've seen some pretty cool like exclusives and protos and weird things drop time to time.
Right.
And right now I'm at 20,000 points. Over 20,000 points.
Yeah, I never go back and check this.
Yeah, like these two dropped shortly. I'm sure there was only the two, and that was it. They do have some of the sodas that not worth 20,000 to me, but they had a couple others. I've entered a couple things too, just for kicks. You can go and do things too to earn points. Like people are like, there's things that you can click on to connect to their social media or click on to read about, watch a video on their latest whatever, and you earn points too as well.
Yeah, so I don't want to get too much into the weeds because I saw there's a lot of Lego channels that I follow, and a lot of them jump the gun and they put out information that wasn't entirely accurate. But Lego VIP is now becoming Lego Insiders, and the program is actually way more better than it was before. But I don't want to get too far into Lego because not many people here care about it. But the bottom line is the new Lego VIP or Insider program, however you want to call it, in our opinion, is way better than what it used to be. So as far as the Funko rewards here, so how you get your points, it's 10 points for every $1 spent. And now when you think about it, I mean, that can rack up pretty quickly. We buy a lot of stuff, obviously, for content, but I know there's a lot of people out there who also buy stuff regularly from the Funko shop. Also, another thing that I would encourage you guys to do to maximize your points is, let's say there's a Hot Topic exclusive. If you can get it either at Hot Topic or the Funko shop, now it actually would make more sense to buy it on Funko's website because you can earn those points. Yeah, you could rack up some hot cash with, Hot Topic, for example, but I would buy as many items as possible from the Funko website because this program is awesome. And with the sale they just had, they let you stack. I was originally concerned at first that they weren't going to let you stack your reward points on top of the discounts, but they do. So, yeah. I mean, Funko is being very generous right now with discounts. So we as consumers and collectors, we got to take advantage of these. We got to save some money where we can.
Yeah.
So Aaron says, I was able to use my $20 discount with the buy two, get one free. Very surprised that worked. Yes, exactly. There's a lot of companies out there when they do offer a site-wide sale, the way that Funko just did, most of the time they exclude a lot of your coupons or your discount points. Like, for instance, Joanna and I just wrestled with GameStop's website for like 3 days because there was stuff that was on sale, but we had all these coupons and rewards built up with GameStop that they weren't allowing me to use with the sale items. So we actually had to wait until the items went back to full price, and then we were able to use all our coupons and discounts, because at the end of the day, that was how we were going to save more money than the discount. So but then you have to worry about Funko shipping and receiving trash pops. Yes, I understand.
Guys,
I know
I think
Randy
we got
had
an
that
issue with their shipping. Man.
Yeah, the shipping, I know this is a problem. And hopefully, like, Funko is listening, or, somebody here is connected to Funko at some point. It's a huge deal, and it needs to be fixed. It needs to be addressed.
Well, they were doing well for a while.
They were doing very well. Yeah,
nothing to complain about. It was San Diego Comic-Con, I think. I don't know what they decided to change. They switched it then. Stuff. And it's killing. I don't know if it was trying to save money or what.
But the whole process, like how they're being, because I would imagine all the employees, it's probably an assembly line, right, or some sort of warehouse with tables and stuff where people are. Yeah, robots. Well, people are pulling the orders, right? Why are they wrapping the orders in the fat bubble wrap? And that's fine if the pop is in some sort of protective casing. But if it's just the single item, and I can tell you, like, so one of my previous side gigs before I became an adult was I worked at Target, and Target had and if there's anybody here who works at Target or like a big box store, you can back me up on this. Like, when you go into retail, like, I went through their little mini training program, and I was in the back, when I was unloading the trucks, and then I would go stock shelves. And we got taught exactly like where to stand on the assembly line for what items I was supposed to pull off the conveyor belt for my aisles. And I stood in my spot. I grabbed my stuff. I put on the pallet. Like, it was all down to a science. I knew exactly which cart to grab or which pallet, truck or whatever. So I would imagine that Funko does the same thing with their employees. There's got to be training.
You know what? It's not that it's careless. It's just the way they just don't know. You can't wrap these things the way that they're wrapping them. You just can't do that. We just opened a box tonight. Like I said, it's packaged nicely. The problem is that large bubble wrap crushes these boxes. Like, each one's individually wrapped. Like, that takes time. I can't imagine that being faster than the sorters they were using, which maybe the sorters cost more. And they're trying to cut that cost, but man, I just...
Well, and they moved to that cheaper sorter, which was fine. It actually worked fine most of the time.
Cheaper sorters,
and they fit like 3 or 4 or whatever. They could do a cross, or they had different sizes. But I think that worked actually better for the most part. I saw for shipping, it would give it enough give if they are. I mean, they ship UPS, and UPS is known to have larger things with larger things. So the boxes are like, you never know what's going to be crushed up against it next,
Yeah,
right. A thing of weights or a thing of whatever.
Well, that's a thing too. Most of us will wait till we get enough to get free shipping, so we're getting 3 or 4 items.
You have to. If you're paying shipping on the Funko shop, then you gotta wait.
You wait.
Unless it's something that's gonna sell out. But when's the
Right.
last time something sold
And I think
out?
that's part of the problem. We got 3 or 4. I think there was 4 things in this box, and oh man, they're just not one is even close to being okay.
So Mr. Venom says cheaper for Funko to pay the refunds and replacement pops than to package everything properly from the start. That cannot be feasibly, like that cannot be the case.
No, because you're also paying customer support people then too.
Right.
It's more than one thing. It's not just a refund, and it's some of the stuff they have to ship out that refund piece too. A lot of times they ship you a box or whatever, and that costs them another whatever dollar. So it's costing them more to actually ship more things.
There's also a cost to your customers not being happy. I mean, because I couldn't have complained. Like,
the cost
we've gotten little dings here and there over the years, and like we've had a couple smash that they replaced, and really I had nothing bad to say. But man, the last 2 orders that we got, like really bad. I mean, and I wouldn't say that unless they were really bad, and they were really bad.
So Andrew, you are absolutely correct. Welcome to the stream, by the way. He said he or she said Stitch soda sold out in not even a day, and that is very true. There was a lot of hype for that Stitch soda, and I think was it 15,000 pieces? It was quite a bit, and it did sell out. At least the allocation that Funko had in the warehouse. So yeah, people were excited for Stitch.
You still should be able to get that though.
You should
definitely if you go to some of the places that sell sodas.
Yeah. Zachary says, I forgot I received an email yesterday about the Fun Days return labels, and they said they still don't have an exact time frame for when we all get our labels to send items back. Shaking my head. I think that in that instance, like I understand the frustration, but I think they're operating on like a skeleton crew. I really do. Like with the latest round of cuts.
And now people are starting to see what people are getting.
True.
For that Fun Day issue as well. Like
have people gotten items yet?
Yeah, they started leaking those today.
They started showing something.
What they get? Anything good? I mean,
one person got a black.
What I've kind of predicted.
Blacklight Shaggy and a social media Freddy.
Oh, another person got the surprises so far have all been social media Freddies, which I called. I said that's what it's going to be.
But that's
someone got a vision. Like you're getting some decent stuff. And
but unfortunately, they need to cut off the production of this social media 2.0 pop because I'm not saying that everything has to be about value, but like this pop has been given out for so many years. I feel like it's not as special as it. But it
disappeared for a long time. It never it just vanished. It came out, pandemic hit. They stopped doing it for a long time.
They stopped doing it because they didn't have a social media team to do it.
Well, yeah. So they made these. These are probably just sitting in their warehouse. I can tell you that.
No, they are. But this is a cop out, in my opinion. Like this item should not be given out to the Fun Days replacement box. Like this, it should be a separate item. Like Blacklight Shaggy. Like that's cool. It's 750 pieces, but like I don't know. This replacement box doesn't seem. If I traded in a 250 piece pop, like forget that it was an error or whatever it may be, they wanted a 250 piece pop back, and I got this. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be super
think
thrilled.
That's the people that sent it in had ones that they didn't really care.
Yeah, if I sent in like I don't mean to throw this character under the bus, but if they send in like Peacemaker or like Blue Beetle. Yeah, then I would be thrilled to get Shaggy instead. But like, I don't know. Like, if I
think those are probably the people that traded, and still, man, this whole thing, I'm ready for this all to go away because, this sometimes this is there's gonna be people that question, hey, how do you have this many Shaggies left, and how do you have Visions left over, and what were you gonna do with these if?
That's the thing. Like, I thought
if they didn't give these out, what were they gonna do with them?
Right. I thought there was gonna be a whole different pop. I thought it was going to be a different item, a different character. Like why?
Unfortunately, this is exactly what I expected, and this is exactly what I expected. And I don't think that people, like you said, people that traded them in, I think traded them in because they were thinking either they're going to get some kind of value back, meaning like they're trading in a Blue Beetle or something like that, and they wanted to get something better back, and really just about anything maybe to them was better than Peacemaker or something. But unfortunately,
surprised they didn't start throwing some Hall H Ahsokas around there.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything too crazy with those. I think that they have some of this stuff left over, and they were going to maybe sell these in a warehouse sale next year.
They need I'm right with you, Vince. Like I'm hoping we just can get past this, because this situation has just been like dragged out so much. But like they could have done better. They should have done better. Like in my opinion, like I will back Funko up on everything that I deem them worthy of having defense. But in this instance, giving out these social media Freddies, like, come on, make a new social media Freddy. Like it's time. Like this one has been around for a long time. Like you got to give people something special. That's what's going to make them drop the $1,000. They haven't got rid
of these though yet. That's the problem. This is a way to get rid of them.
All right, so they haven't got rid of these. So then give them out in another way. Like these people dropped thousands of dollars to fly across the country or across the world in some instances. Like they deserve something unique.
Yeah, they're giving them just a replacement pop. I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
it's unfortunately it's exactly what I expected, but it is a bummer, man. It's just the whole thing is just a real bummer.
I wanted to be pleasantly surprised. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be hard to like determine like is it a better deal? Did someone get a better deal of getting this Vision and a $200 social media Freddy? Really, if you look at the value about it, right? Like $150, $200.
If you traded in a Peacemaker, I think you did.
Yeah, or that's who traded in stuff, or a Hopper even, like a regular Hopper, probably the 250.
Yeah,
Hopper.
like
I mean, things like that. I don't think anyone traded probably in a higher one. I wouldn't have. And
I don't know. I don't know. Like, would you have kept the Captain America because of the sticker? If I paid $2-3 grand for it, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I would have done, and I'm glad I don't have to think about it, because that would have been a tough choice.
Yeah.
So Gerald, says they need a Funko Pop collector for people who can't physically go to SDCC in the future. What an untapped market. They need a Funko Pop collectors, like I'm confused by that. Maybe you can reword your question or your comment in a different way.
I think you just you go on Whatnot and have to buy everything from someone selling it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, are you saying like if it was like an online only item or something? So you don't have to go to the event. But unfortunately, like having something that's event exclusive is what makes something desirable. Like, unfortunately, that's just any collectible market. If there's something that not everybody has access to, that causes hype. Once you put, if they were to put, hey, the San Diego Comic-Con pops are in every single Target and Walmart and Marshalls and Kohl's and every single store in the United States, nobody would care about. I mean, you just go out and you would grab the characters you like, but nobody would care about Funko to the extent that people do. So Brenna says they're getting rid of the 2.0 to gear up for the 3.0. I hope so. I think we're due for a 3.0, Freddy.
I'm ready for the next social media Freddy soda, too.
I'm kind of over social media Freddy's in general, to be honest.
Well, that Fun Day TV thing, Freddy, right? We saw that soda
Yeah, we saw a glam shot for that, but they never released it.
Fun Day Fun TV is gone.
Where's the 3-liter Freddy? Forget social media. Where's the 3-liter Freddy?
It's with the Fun TV Freddy. They're hanging out in some warehouse somewhere. They'll be the
Gary says with the problems Funko has been having that have everything to do with the prices of the pops dropping, even with the hype around shows, aka The Last of Us, Ahsoka, Daredevil. Did you mean to say prices? I'm guessing with that, Gary.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, they did the sale. They did the soda sale.
I think what he's saying is like the value of the pops, because he kind of worded it different a little bit before that. But
you think he means like the aftermarket?
Yeah, I think what he's probably talking. I like in general. I actually said this in our video today. I mean, for the most part, because good example. We opened a box today. I'm just doing self promotion right now. We opened a box today. One box, I think it was, I don't know, I didn't even add it up. I would think it was around $100 and something. It came in at like $70 or something as we sit today. This was a box from like mid-June to the end of summer now, like when we're opening it now. I think that over the summer months, I think in general, and we see it in sales, you see it in mystery boxes, you see it in everything. People just have less, funds that can just be disposable. So I think you see in general, you'll see that everything has kind of gone down. I think that things will start to pick back up a little bit.
Well, so I disagree.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm gonna have a follow up to what I'm
okay. So I've seen two things, and Gary, I'm so happy you brought this up because this is actually something that I wanted to address tonight. So Gary says he did a follow up comment here. I've noticed a lot of my pop values dropping, even with the hype around shows like The Last of Us, Daredevil, and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Does this have anything to do with Funko's issues? So interestingly enough, I've seen two things. I've seen a lot of pops come down in price, but I've also seen a lot of older ones go up in price. And I think this has to do with what you kind of predicted, Vince, maybe like a year ago, where you felt like Funko wasn't producing a lot of the stuff that people want, and people still love collecting Funko. So rather than invest their money and use their money to buy the newer stuff, they're going back and getting the older stuff, because some of the older stuff is going through the roof. Joanna was just updating her own Pop Price Guide profile, and she was looking at some of the prices. I mean, for instance, the one off the top of my head was the Titanic 2-pack is like over $100.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of older pieces, and not even, when I say older, like pre-2017 stuff that is now in the hundreds compared to where it used to be. So I think you're now seeing this divide, and I don't think that has anything to do with Funko's problems directly. I think it's just where people are choosing to spend their money. But what were you going to say?
No, I agree with that. I think one thing is going to be like, in particular, like when you start talking some of the shows that are hot at the moment, like we've seen this kind of for years, like Last of Us is a great example. You'll see these shows that are super hot. They come out, everybody's talking about it. Those pops were going for $120, $130 all day long. That show goes out, and like now you're waiting for season 2, and you're not going to get season 2 maybe for who knows with the actor strike and all this stuff going on at this point. The hype dies down pretty quickly on certain things. Like Daredevil's another one. Like Daredevil, the show, we don't know when it's going to come out. Marvel in general has gone down.
Yeah, so, I wonder when he said Daredevil, if it was in regards to Daredevil being in She-Hulk.
That made it worse, quite honestly. I think
that's what I mean. Because, well, there was hype for Daredevil appearing in She-Hulk, but then once She-Hulk came down, like a lot of his pops came
kind of almost, it started to ruin.
But I think this has to do with too, like maybe 100% has to do with what you said, with just the hype for the shows coming down very quickly. Yeah. But now Funko used to release waves for the new shows and the new movies 6 months to a year after the movie or show came out. Now they're like, hey, Ahsoka Pops are up for pre-order right away, day of the first episode. So people are coming into the hobby, or people who are in the hobby don't have to shell out money for the older pops the way they used to. They can just say, hey, I'm going to pre-order the new Ahsoka for $11.99 on XYZ website, and I'm going to get that, So I think that's affecting the aftermarket a little bit as well. But there is no doubt, like Funko is having issues right now. So I have noticed that some other people have, a lot of people in our group chats have even said, hey, I'm going to trim down my DC collection, or I'm not going to collect as many of, a certain character. So they're focusing, they're fine tuning their collection habits into what they want right now. What do you think, Josh?
Well, I think also, we just had an in-person show, and I think in general sales were down for a lot of people. There were some bigger grail things. I did some trades. I did some things like that. But in general, too, there was that sense. I think the sense of summer hits everyone.
Yeah.
And pricing has gone up on a lot of other things, housing, gas, everything, included. So people are being a little more thrifty on what they're spending. But also there's always the ebb and flow of people selling collections, getting out, getting in, who's going to buy them, and you're going to see prices go down on certain things, go up. Some prices were inflated to where they shouldn't have been too. Like there's some things that, like, why is that really worth that? That's not really worth, you're going to have that kind of thing happen. Now, like you said, I think John and Vince both, is like some of the older stuff has gone up a lot. like several $100 gone up. You know, I'm finding things when I look in storage. I'm like, oh, this grail. It's like I was like, oh, it's probably like $150, $200 grail. No, it's a $400 grail now, and things like that. So you're seeing a lot of those kind of things happen. I think that's in general just how things go. You know, there are a lot of them, and pops go up and down, prices go up and down. Everything, it's the ebb and flow. Also, people just go by what's on PPG.
Right.
There's a lot of outside of PPG that happens too. Like it's a glimpse. It's a good starting point, but sometimes it doesn't mean what something should sell for, either too high or too low, both ways.
Right. So, Elena, I definitely want to address your comment in just a second, but I have two more thoughts that I want to get off before I forget, because it has directly to do with this. So, if you guys have been paying attention to the outside economy, kind of like what Josh was just hinting at, our outside economy, the the U.S. in general, is actually doing better than we were a year ago. People are spending money. GDP is growing. Gas prices are not as bad as they were last summer, if you guys recall. And Funko is not the only company having problems. And I'll give you guys two direct examples. So I don't know if anybody saw Disney Plus recently posted a huge loss, and they are actually changing their password security. So you can actually share your password with people starting January 1st, I believe, of 2024. Kind of like Netflix did. So if you were using, your brother, sister, mom, dad, best friend, college buddy to use Disney Plus, well, I hate to break it to you. Now, if you want Disney Plus, you're going to have to get your own account, just like Netflix starting next year. So they've obviously realized, hey, we're losing money, and we can make some of that money back or make more money by forcing those people who are password sharing to not be able to do that. Another example that we actually just learned about this morning was, do you guys know the chain Panera? I think it's in most states across the country. Panera is actually reducing its menu by 70% because they are not making as much money as they projected at the earlier this year. So they realized that if they cut their menu back and cut it down and take out some of these more elaborate dishes and meals that they make, they can actually make more money and just focus on their best sellers. So there's a lot of companies right now reevaluating where they are and what they can do to make more money. And it's similar to Funko. Funko just announced they're not going to be making all the product lines that they have been in an effort to right the ship and turn things around. I think that's a very smart move because there's several things that we as collectors are not buying. And if you go into most of these stores, like Funko Gold is on the shelf, the unnumbered sodas are not selling well. The rewinds seem to be doing okay, but who knows how they're going to be 6 months from now. So there's a lot of things going on in the Funko, or just the regular economy. Funko is not the only company.
I mean, I think the biggest thing that, like, cost-wise that has happened for most people is the cost of housing. At least where I am at, I know for sure. People are getting like 20% rent hikes on their apartments and things like that. Like I'm hearing stories of those kind of things happening to a lot of people. Housing market's crazy around here too. Things like that. But that just people choose how to spend. But also I think it's timing. Like I don't feel like summer was always summer. It's kind of like this ebb and flow. I feel summer goes down. Fall, it picks up a little bit, and then you hit the Christmas months and it goes back down, and then you got spending on not yourself, you're spending on other people usually doing those ones. And so it goes like this ebb and flow. Then people get tax refunds, and then it goes back up, and then it goes back down when summer hits again.
But the good news is, so when the market, like Josh and I have been collecting for a long time. Josh, I'm like you just said, the ebb and flow, like you've seen the community expand and contract. That's almost every single collectible market. Now, the good news is for you guys who plan to be in the Funko hobby for a long period of time, this is a great time to maybe target some of those items that maybe you never thought were in your budget. Maybe something that was worth $200 6 months ago is now only worth $70 to $75, and you can sort of justify moving some money around to grab that item for your collection, because maybe 3 years from now, that now $75 pop is $500. Like it's just all ebb and flow, like Josh said. Elena, so I want to address Elena's comment, and then there's a bunch of other people who left some great comments, and I guess Vince had to hop off for a minute. Hopefully he comes back. So Elena says, with a company that is so social media oriented, you think they would listen to their supporters more? They need an advice section where we can send in some advice to them so that they can see. I think that's a fantastic idea and something that's been needed.
I think they also, like, I will say, social media, you don't think you're being heard, but people are heard through social media, through comments and things like that, and other places. I mean, people can be heard that way too as well. So take advantage of that. The social team. I think there's a social team that we don't know about. They're not the face of, and they've kind of changed how they've done social a little bit. They're not a face of kind of social, and it's hard to do that because, I mean, a great example is Sully, right? Like he was the face of their social team, and then when you have someone gone and let go or change, leadership or change things, then it's hard. Like, that person is who you're connected to. So if you lose that person, it's kind of hard. And who knows, they might be trying to do more things with like influencers and other things, which they haven't done as much. Like, I think they have like only geared to maybe like a small percentage of like influencers, very, very small percentage of people. And I think they could open that up a little more, and kind of connect with a lot more people that would work with them and love their product and love showing their product and love talking about it and love, like, perfect example would be, these Ahsoka Pops we saw leaked. Imagine if you got one a few days earlier, John, just to show everyone what it looks like.
I would be
in a small short or something like that. Or Toucan Sam. Vince got Toucan Sam, the flocked one, to show everyone just a few days before. And here you can't show this until this date is going to release or something like that. I mean, take advantage of those like hypes around things like that. So,
well, it's funny because like we're talking about that stuff anyway. So if we had the product to show off, and I'm not seeing, obviously if it was us, that would be incredible. But there's so many other content creators out there too.
People that just do Star Wars, or people that do, someone that might do cereal reviews and might love to like talk about the Fruit Loops pop. There's Muppets, the Christmas Carol Muppet ones that came out, and like all kinds, like Demon Slayer, like you said. I'm sure there's channels that talk about Demon Slayer, and that's all they talk about.
So Gary has an interesting comment here. He says, my Matt Murdock tanked. It was around $200, and last I looked, it was down to $90. So I stopped looking at my collection. So Gary, this is going to happen. Prices, I think I saw Chris in here, Pop Analyst. He said it perfectly. Prices are like stocks. Pops are like stocks. They fluctuate. They go up and down every single day. At the end of the day, though, why did you buy that Matt Murdock pop? Did you buy it because you wanted something that was going to be valuable forever, or did you buy it because you love Matt Murdock / Daredevil? You got to remember why you bought some of these items. If you bought these items to make money or to buy something that you think is going to be valuable in the future, there's a chance that it might not be valuable in the future. That's the risk you take. Now, I hope you didn't buy this pop for $200. I hope you bought it for, let's say, 80 or 90. But if you did buy it for $200 and you're upset, I understand. But at the same time, like, this one could go back up in the future.
Yeah.
You just got to be patient.
Those are the ones you just kind of keep a hold of. And then, it might be that lesson learned. We all learned our lesson on some pop or some soda or something.
But at the time, like, you wanted it. If you wanted it,
I think the hard thing to do for some people too, it's twofold. You can play the long game with some Funkos, or you can play the short game. And a lot of people that call flipping, right? You got that. But you play the long game, which no one calls flipping, because you're sitting on it for 2-3 years. I think I brought this one up, Family Guy, for a perfect example. Now all those pops are what, $50 to $80 kind of thing.
Right.
I bought 6 of them for $35-$40 from, in bulk, like in a case, like, and that's how I bought them. Now each one is worth that same price I bought the one for. bought all 6 for. So
there's going to be some items like that you win on,
Yeah.
and some items you lose on. But at the end of the day, it should all shake out in the end. If you have a pop that drops by $110, I would venture to say that even if you had 11 other pops that went up by $10 in value since you purchased them, you just made your money right there. You're good. Dusty Pop says, what are your thoughts on Working Capital Advisors Limited recently buying about 60,000 shares of Funko stock? Is this good or bad? Well, right off the tip of my tongue here, I would say that's good. If somebody's investing and they're buying up 60,000 shares of Funko, while Funko stock right now, to my knowledge, is relatively cheap, it's pretty low. It's a good time to buy in. Maybe they're looking to buy low and sell high when Funko's hot again.
I mean, they probably know the flows of it. They know the company. They probably know a little bit about it. I think also with any stock like that, you never know when there might be that surprise weird buyout from a company. They are a public company, but I've seen big conglomerate groups come in and buy up companies that are bigger companies and turn them back private because they can do some other things where you can't do in public as well.
And I think we're due. I think that, maybe you agree or disagree with me, Josh. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, I think we will see a shift. I think we will see another conglomerate company, like you just talked about, either buy Funko and say, hey, we're going to go in this direction, or they're going to buy Funko and, like you said, go private. I think that Funko is going to change hands a few times in at least the foreseeable future, just because there's so many licenses and IPs that they have access to. And if the company isn't doing so hot and they want to bring in some new leadership, they want that fresh insert of new capital. I don't see it.
It'll be interesting, to see what really happens with like Brian Mariotti, and if he comes back in a year because it's personal reasons or whatever he left, or is it, he's ready to sell and get out of his part, plus help them like find the right person to buy next, or it'll be interesting. It's just kind of it's going to happen. Something's going to happen, and you already saw a couple. The company that eBay and a couple other big people went in and bought a bunch of stock too, 2 years ago or something like that. Right. You're going to see groups, especially when it's down to what? It was down to like $4 or something. Like
$4.79
or something. Yeah. I mean, they're going to like, hey, we'll take maybe it's a gamble for them too. Hey, we'll take the gamble, 60,000 shares at $4. Well, imagine that $4 turns into $12.
Yeah, triple their money
and triple your money and get out. You did pretty well with 60,000 shares.
So I appreciate it. There's been a lot of great comments in the chat tonight, guys. So thank you so much. Jay says, notice new holiday Pez is coming. Looks like they are slowly getting back into Pez after fully not going all in, which seems like a smart move considering the San Diego Comic-Con Freddy Pez sold out quick and has some good value. I do remember that one selling out, actually. And I wouldn't be surprised because I know, Josh, I think Pez was one of the things you talked about a long time ago. There's a lot of people that collect regular Pez.
I mean, Pez has been around for a while as a collector item, and it's a whole different kind of side. But what was the Five Nights at Freddy's? They have Pez's coming out for, so you're seeing them come out a little bit back with those. I think it's a different audience for Pez. It's not your normal Funko collector, but hey, if they have the licenses, they can work with getting them built, and they don't own Pez, right? Like this is just like a collaboration kind of thing, I'm guessing. So it's another product they have licenses for and captures their look and all those kind of things with. So hey, why not?
So this is another comment that I wanted to tackle. Zachary says, I've collected Pops for 6 years and haven't seen this many collections sell off, or this many collectors sell off huge collections at once. Kind of concerning, but also a great opportunity to buy less seen Pops. Now, I will say this, Zachary, I will challenge. So if you've been in the community for 6 years, is this the most in depth that you've paid attention to the community? Because I know when I first started collecting, I wasn't interacting with other collectors. I was kind of just doing my own thing. I wasn't paying attention to the grand like Funko scheme and all the news and everything. So there is always, like Josh said, the cycle. There's always people selling off stuff. I think that you typically start to see a lot of people sell large amounts of stuff off after San Diego Comic-Con because people realize they're like, hey, I just bought 40 or 50 items from the con and I have nowhere to put them. So now I need to sell off some stuff. And also, if people have older stuff that's gone up in value, they kind of want to take advantage of that value. So maybe they're selling some older stuff. But I don't know, Josh, do you think this has been, have you seen more people selling collections than normal around this time of the year?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's always that. It's hard to say because it happens so much. I don't think I've ever seen it not happen, like dried up and no one can find collections to buy. I don't know. I'm curious. I would be more curious not about more people selling collections. First, less people buying collections is a more concern. When people stop buying collections, you have to be concerned. And or they start offering even lower amounts for a collection. Like maybe they did 30%, but now they're only going to do 15% or something like that of the value or whatever. And that's like 30%. Maybe it's a lot of lower end stuff and things like that. I think I've seen more of that. I've seen less companies say, we do not want your 100 commons.
Yeah.
Your 100 commons. We want $30 plus pops. We're not looking for 100 commons because we can't sell them. And we can't do anything with them. We want your $30 plus pops that we'll pay X percentage for.
Let me see. So yeah, Linda made a great comment. I know we're several minutes behind here in the chat. She said that's why In-N-Out makes so much money. It's super small. You know exactly why you're going and getting. So and that's 100%. Yeah, that's their business model, and sounds like other people are adapting.
They do it well and pay their people well.
Let me see. There's a bunch of other comments here. I'm just trying to see if we can catch up for a minute. Tony said, I heard a rumor GameStop was going to buy Funko. I would be shocked because it seems like every time I turn, there's a GameStop going out of business. So I would be shocked. Let me see. I think that if Funko closes its doors, the pops will all go up and not lose its value at all. Yeah, I mean, there is, I feel like a good portion of the community that is not buying the new stuff. So they're going to just continue to buy the older stuff. So like Funko closing, staying open, it doesn't really affect those collectors. I think a lot of the newer stuff would just lose its value.
I think it'll be harder to get newer people into the community though.
Yeah, there wouldn't be. Yeah. You wouldn't have new collectors coming in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kelsey has a great point as well. Recently, it's also the most collectors that have ever been in the Funko game. And that I would 100% agree with. Like there has been a huge influx in popularity of Funko this year. I mean, we've seen that year over year. It seems like there's more people in the community. I mean, heck, you could just look at our channels. Like our channels have grown more in 2023 than they did in 2022 and 2021. And I think we'll all continue to grow, as long as the community keeps getting that influx. I mean, heck, I'll use Tristan as an example. Top Pops went from 1 million to 2 million in 3 months. He did YouTube for he did it since like 2014, 2015. He's been doing it for 9 years. It took him to hit 1 million subscribers. And then in 3 months, he hit 2 million. Like if that is not like a good, now I know YouTube's different. There might be people that subscribe that don't collect, but still, that is insane.
It's still people interested in that topic somehow that way. But also, I think more the things like the 3,000 piece pops and stuff like that, the value they're going for, John, that you're seeing, that means there's way more demand than there was X amount of years ago.
Right.
When, a 500 piece pop was the same as a, 2,000 piece pop, it seems like.
Yeah. So Chris also brings up a good point. They have to sell off pops to make room for New York Comic Con. And, I think that we are going to get another big catalog for New York Comic Con. But one of the things I think that Funko needs to do in the long run is they need to make their con catalog smaller. Don't you think, Josh? I feel like it's just too much.
I would love to see them trim down the New York Comic Con and San Diego Comic Con ones. Because look how much stuff is still sitting there. too.
Right.
Like, I think that shows you something that maybe they just produce too much too. And also, I would love to see them, like, remember the old days when they'd do the small cons and had an exclusive for some
Yeah, like Rhode Island
like,
Comic-Con and stuff like that.
just it could be 2 pops, but
Yeah.
wow, that 2 pops get some hype
Right.
around it. So
Yeah.
I know they have to have whatever con go in on it and be after it, or a shop or something go in on it. But I would love to see some more stuff like that. And it doesn't even have to be pops. Maybe you need it like the sodas. The Rhode Island Comic Con, we had the soda, the Pennywise soda. You know, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Like something, maybe a Rewind figure or whatever. You know.
Yeah, Rewind would be
It
good.
could be some other fun stuff that maybe they have for these smaller cons.
So Pop and Patty says a friend of mine tried selling their collection to $7 a pop years ago. They did not want to buy it because there was too many common pops. This is not a new phenomenon. Well, thank you for bringing that up, Patty. That is a great, that's a great statement right there, because nobody wants common pops right away. However, there are tons of common pops that appreciate and value. You just have to give them that time to see if there is a demand for that certain character or variant. Andrew says, I started collecting pops and sodas a year ago, and now I barely have any room. And that is something that we've seen time and time again with collectors coming in. They're going full force. They're buying everything they can see. And then before they know it, they have to trip over 3 different things to get to the bathroom.
Well, I think that's the fun thing of like collecting though. And we're going through that process kind of now. We sold several different things, over the weekend that were part of our collection. Even Son sold some stuff that was part of his collection. We were just all like, you know what? This can move on. This can move on to someone else. I enjoyed it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever. Let someone else enjoy it now. And, or I don't enjoy it because it's just sitting behind 10 other pops and I never see it. So
right.
Why not let it go? If it doesn't have any sentimental connection, doesn't have, it's going up because something's coming out kind of connection. It's just like, let it go and buy something else you want, or save it for something big, or go on a vacation, enjoy life, whatever you want to do with it.
So Stephen G, I just want to say thank you so much. Just signed up for our Patreon program. We truly appreciate that. The 3 of us do have Patreon programs, so it's a great way to support us, and we truly appreciate it. So thank you so much. Yes, Stephen, if you could, Stephen G, if you could message us on Instagram, we can add you to one of our 3 amazing patron/channel member only group chats. Brenna says, I'm about to send a HobbyDB link to $7 a pops in hopes that they can use the collection for Mystery Grail. Well, I'm sure they will find a way to use their, your collection for Mystery Grail, because how many they buy the most collections. We know that. How many pops do you think they have to bring in every single week, Josh?
They have they're selling not just don't forget their drops too. Yep. And that's bigger stuff usually. Those are like, I would say $40 plus pops on their drops. Right. But man, and all the other stuff. Plus, they're doing Whatnot now, like 4 or 5 days a week.
That's what I'm saying. They must be sending out like 5,000 to 10,000 boxes a week minimum.
But I would say also, if you are doing that, shop around. Send your link out to a couple of different companies and see who gives you the best. Who, one, gives you the best offer, but 2, also like will work with you whatever you need, or timeline and things like that. Like, figure out what works for you the best. Like, some people will want to pick them up quicker. Other people will be like, well, the next time we're out that way, we'll pick them up and it's a month from now, And so it depends on how quick you need the money too sometimes. So.
And Patty had a follow-up comment here. She said that the person that she was referencing about the collection with the commons ended up selling the collection to a guy who owned a comic book shop in New Jersey for over $7,000, and they were happy with what they got. If you can sell a collection and get several $1,000s back in cash, that's a huge win. I mean, I don't know what the collection was valued at the time, but also, like Josh just said, shop around, because let's say Mystery Grail is gearing up to do a big Marvel box drop. They already have all the boxes like packed. They got the glam shot. If you come to them and say, hey, I have a huge Marvel collection, they might not need it. So they might not pay top dollar because they're already doing their big Marvel push, So if you shop around, there might be somebody else who's like, hey, we would love to have your Marvel pops in the shop.
Also, go to your local shops. Like, if you have shops local to you, go to them and ask first. One, they don't have to pay shipping then, so it cuts down their costs. They know what sells to their customers. So if it's something that sometimes they'll pick and choose, like, oh, we won't want to buy it all, we'll buy, these 50 things, because we know our customers always ask about Marvel, always ask about this and that. So it might be one way of doing it. It just depends. Or if you really want something that they have, or potentially want something they have, sometimes they offer more in store credit too, if you don't need the cash.
And store credit is good too if maybe they have a big grail that you want to pull the trigger on,
or even small grails. If you sell, say, $1,000 of pops to them, and maybe you don't get full price, but you get a $500, $600 of credit, say $600 of credit. Well, you can maybe buy a couple different things that you want, smaller things that you want, but you get rid of maybe 50 things and you go down to, having only 4 things.
Yeah. So everything under the umbrella has another great comment. Exponentially more pops every month. There's more inventory, more collectibles on the market. So it's logical that more would get sold off. Space and inventory is going to drive up seller supply. 100%. Said it perfectly right there. Kev's Poppin' Collectibles. Good to see you tonight. Do you think we will see another NFT announcement tomorrow amongst FunFest? I certainly hope not. Let FunFest be FunFest,
Yeah, I don't know. Are they going to announce anything at FunFest though? Like, I don't feel like it's like a announcement.
Well, it's just the opening of like a new mini store, correct?
Well, FunFest is kind of like their like block party food truck kind of thing in Everett. Like anyone can go to it. I believe only people with the wristbands can get in to go to buy.
Oh, is this like similar to the FunCon?
It's from last year. Like,
okay.
Yeah, they did. I think it's very similar to that. I don't think they're doing like big announcements and things like that, but could be wrong, but you never know.
So Roberto says, I'm new to this Funko community since 2-3 months ago. So welcome to the community. And just like that, Roberto's been with us for 2-3 months. Like people come into the community every single day, and then other people might downsize their collection, and then maybe they might get into another hobby. So it's a constant ebb and flow. It's a cycle. He already has 30 pops, and he's got no regrets. He thinks they're cool. I love that. So let me see what other comments we have. Tony says, I'm excited about the Chewbacca 3-liter. Yeah, this one is rumored for New York Comic-Con. I'm hoping the chase is flocked. Can we get a flocked 3-liter Chewbacca chase? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Flocked. Come on.
Pop and Patty says $7 a pop, buys cheap pops from other sources as well to use them as filler pops for mystery box runs. They said that themselves. I mean, they have to. If they're putting in, higher end pieces of the top hits to counteract those top hits, they have to have filler pops to make the money. So let me see what else we have here. Chris is he's usually got a good pulse on the community and news and everything. So if you guys aren't following him on Instagram, definitely check him out. Same name, the Pop Analyst, just with a couple underscores in there. He says, I doubt anything will be announced. The Fun Mart is just their clearance area. Yeah, and that's just they got to move some product to make room for new product. That's every company. Every company has sales and does clearance events. I mean, I think the companies that you see don't do it, they're the ones that end up losing because they have that stock on their shelves for like 5 to 10 years. That's actually one of the things. I collected Hot Toys for a little while, and they never maybe things have changed since I left that community for the 10 minutes I was in it, but they never had any of those on sale. Like none of those high-end statues never went on sale or anything. There was no deals to be had. Oh, Patty says, once you're in the Funko community, you're in it for life. Oh man, it's like Fight Club. No, I mean, there's some of us who I feel like we're going to be in it for the long haul. But people's opinions, their views, their habits change. I mean, some people have life events where they say, hey, I need money for a new car, a new house. They're having a baby, like stuff happens. And, that's when they tap into their collection, and then they may lose interest, but you might come back, you might come back a couple years later. You never know. So Randy says, the older pops are the ones to get now. I think in 4 to 5 years, you'll see where you stand. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like if you look at, we're in 2023. If you look at some of the pops in 2018, perfect example, Captain Rex. Original Captain Rex came out New York Comic Con of 2018. I remember going to Hot Topic and seeing a whole wall of Captain Rex, the shared sticker. I wasn't even at the con. I didn't go to New York Comic Con that year. Whole wall of Captain Rex pops. That pop is now $480. $480 in 5 years. Like, what pops 5 years from now that we see all over the place today, or that are regular releases? How much are they going to be worth? And not all of them, definitely not everyone will be hundreds of dollars, but a few will, and that'll be really cool to see. Toy USA will come to your collection if it's good enough. That is true. I know they used to send a truck. They're down in Florida with you, Josh.
Yeah.
I don't know what they currently pay for collections, but they go through a lot of pops.
And they like the higher end stuff, especially. I think they want collections that are like over $10,000.
Yeah, and the biggest thing when you
because they're driving somewhere to get stuff.
Yeah, they got to justify the value and everything. But when you have your collection, or if you have a portion of your collection that you're looking to sell off, like that's gonna come in handy. Like, you have to understand what the various sellers are looking for. Are you trying to sell to a mystery box company that's looking for a little bit of everything? Are you selling to an auctioneer, like somebody who is on Whatnot or Drip or Encore, or one of these, auction type platforms where they're only looking for higher end stuff, or they want specific exclusives? Like, once you understand what you have, and then you understand what some of these companies and retailers are looking for, and then you can figure out, all right, what percentage am I okay with letting my collection go for? And that's how you do it.
I think if you're looking to only sell like maybe 50 pops or something like that, just go to find your local stores and see what they'll give you.
Yeah, that's true.
Call them first and find out what day to go, because a lot of times only certain people are the ones that like buy or look through the collections too. Don't just show up and be like, here's my 50 pops, give me some money. They'll be like, come back on Wednesday when Joe is here. He buys the Funko Pops.
Yeah. Koba has an interesting question. What unreleased NFT line will you spend $1,000 on? Star Wars, if it's good and they make Funko characters that they've never done before, or extremely amazing limited variants. So
I don't think I'll spend $1,000 on one line.
Yeah, it would have to be a lot. They would have to be really, really good.
I think, if you can get them, if you're not going to be able to get the ones up front, then with Star Wars, probably, like, unless they drop 50,000 packs or some crazy amount.
True. Anna says this applies to the Lego community too. Once you're in it, you're in it for life. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we're in that community for life as well, which is definitely going to be a pain on the wallet, but it is what it is. Paulie says, Hot Topic, Walmart, FYE, box lunch, etc. Are these actually limited or just exclusive to those stores, but there's really no limits? Are you talking about con pops or just regular exclusives?
Because they don't have a limit. You don't know how many. Yeah. They could have bought 50,000. They could have bought 200,000. They could have bought. Typically, the lowest I've heard that any kind of retailer that wants to get into it can buy is like 36,000. I think, something around that. Like, if a retailer wants to have their own exclusive, they also have to spend over a crazy amount. Isn't it like $500,000 with Funko or something like that in a year or something too?
Yeah, you have to have quite a bit.
Yeah.
So Kelsey says minimum collection value is $10,000 for Toy USA to come out. And you know what? It has to be that, because if Toy USA is going to send a truck, if they're going to put, 2 guys in it to come to your house or meet you at somewhere and grab the collection, like, they have costs, the cost for gas, the guys have to eat. So I'm sure, that's built into what they're going to pay for that collection, as there's costs for everything. If you're selling to somebody who's selling online, whatever platform they're using, whether it's Whatnot, Macari, eBay, Drip, Encore, like any of these platforms have fees. So as a seller, you have to factor in, okay, if I sell a pop for $100, I'm only going to get 85 back. And then I have to factor in the cost of the shipping materials, the tape, the box, the fragile stickers, bubble wrap, like all that has to be factored into that as well. So like Josh said, if you can find a local store that will take in your pops, that will save the company or whoever is buying your pops shipping, because shipping costs as well. So they might be able to give you like 5 to 10% more of PPG for that. But in some cases, like Randy said, there's no stores around him, so he doesn't have that option, as I bet there's a lot of people who don't have that option, unfortunately, just because there's not a whole heck of a lot of Funko stores out there. And then also with some of these Funko stores, like let's say you have some really, really high-end pieces. How often is somebody going to walk into the store and say, hey, I'm going to drop $500 on that Captain Rex today? Probably not. I would imagine that most comic book stores or mom and pop shops, like their bread and butter is the $20 to $50 pops. You know, everybody's got common pops, the $10 or less. But I bet you that $20 to $50 is that's where the sweet spot is, and they can sell a lot. The online sellers, I feel like, are going to be more like Toy USA, are more willing to accept the higher end pieces because they have a much wider audience. They could reach a lot more people. So they might be located in Florida like Toy USA, but somebody in Minnesota decides that, you know, they're ready to buy a big Freddy or a big Grail.
Well, and they also want the big ones. Like Toy USA would pay more for rarer pieces because they need they need rarer pieces to entice people for mystery boxes.
That too, yeah.
So like some companies will pay more, just even if they're selling 10 really rare pops, they might buy them and pay more for them because they want them for their mystery box line. So
right. So Kelsey has a question for you, Josh. Did you do the Power Rangers NFT drop?
I did. I can open a couple packs.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
We can do that. So we can show what these ones look like. I just bought some of the standard packs. I was going to see if the value went up on them and keep them and sell them if nothing else, but really they've stayed about the cost of retail. So I'm like, I might as well just open them and see if I get lucky or not.
Kevin says, I'm really hoping Funko makes Disney Oliver and Company pops. My favorite movie. Oh, interesting. Maybe. I'm sure they will someday.
All right.
I'll be right back.
I like this super low number here. Let's go with 64. 64 is like crazy low. Let's see what we can get out of this pack. So these are standard. Fun with them. See what we can get. See if we can hit something. Hopefully one of these packs we hit something. All right, common. Cool looking. Very cool. Tyrannosaurus, a dinosaur. Uncommon Black Ranger. See, we need to hit like at a rare. We need an epic or above. I need to get some of the redeemables. But I figured I'd open some up. Helps me get towards. I do always like to get the royalty to get the Freddies. But that was not a great pack. No epic. But I typically do premium packs because I think it's more enjoyable to open 15 at one time. But I say 3 packs of these count for like 1 premium. So as long as I get a couple epics or hit a legendary or something like that, if I feel like it's worth it. Tommy epic. Got an epic, a Red Ranger. That looks pretty cool. I like that one.
Very nice.
So like I said, as long as you get a couple epics out of the standard packs, at least it kind of feels like it's worth it. If you don't, then you're like, I feel like you're really out of luck kind of thing.
Right.
You know? All right, let's try one more here. Let's see what we can get. Hopefully, I need to hit a legendary here. I'd love to. Be awesome to hit the Grail, of course, but at least a legendary. Something to send home about. All right, another epic. Helps me towards the set there. That's pretty cool looking. I like the graphics on these.
Yeah.
I see, like, these ones, they're done so well. When I see those Marvel cards, I'm just not impressed at all.
No.
Like, I think I'll just stick with the NFT. Like, all right.
Trying to pull up the Grail.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to Vince. So yeah, maybe he lost.
I'm surprised we didn't like see a message from him.
Yeah.
Like I checked Instagram to see if he messaged us. Like I was like, okay, did you get struck by lightning or something? Someone come in. I'm guessing you lost like maybe internet.
Yeah, maybe they lost power or something.
Ooh, another epic Ultra Zord. It's kind of cool.
Oh, that is cool. Gerald would like Funko to make Red Dead Redemption 2 pops. That'd be cool.
All right, and Pink Ranger.
Have you opened any of these yet?
I have opened a couple. I have opened some. I have not had much luck on these, which always kind of stinks. You know, like when you don't hit the redemptions. I mean, I might be getting closer to royalty with Freddy, but I'd like to at least hit some kind of redemption.
So Elena had a quick question. Never bought NFT pops before, or NFT packs, excuse me. I usually wait for the pops on the secondary market. How much are the packs?
So packs, our standards are $9.99, and legend, and then the premiums are $29.99. I typically go after the premium. Oh, there we go, legendary Kimberly.
Nice.
All right, yeah. So like this, it would be nice, right? You bought a pack for $10 and you hit a legendary, like.
Right.
But I also opened other packs and didn't hit anything. So I will say one of the things I always tell people too is go check out, like even like after these drop, go check out the price to buy the card if you want a legendary, or go see after even the redemptions are done, you can buy the token or coin to claim it. Example, tomorrow ends for Huckleberry Hound.
Yes.
Or the Hanna-Barbera.
Matrix. Or no, Matrix is shipping out. That's, excuse me.
Yeah, but Hanna-Barbera ends tomorrow to claim your redemption. So whenever you claim your redemptions, you go up to the little diamond. You should see what's coming up. This one ends tomorrow.
That cannot wait for the April Fool's ones.
Oh yeah. These are going to be good. But so, and these all also end very soon, like the 28th, because these were right back to back together. And then soon Flintstones will be coming up.
Oh, the Dark Knight. I can't wait for the Dark Knight too.
So you're starting to get caught up a little bit on these, but
yeah.
I mean, think the redemption doesn't even start for these packs that I'm opening right now to December 20th.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's crazy. Oh, hopefully, hopefully they're not getting some bad weather.
Yeah, it seems like some people are saying that there's maybe some tornadoes going on in Michigan and there's lots of power outages. So if anybody here is watching, Elena says she's in her basement. So if anybody's in the Michigan area, please be careful. Stay safe as much as you can. Antiona, what's going on? NFT is cool, but too addictive. Was looking for the Grail Adventure Time. Couldn't get it open. So many packs and finished getting 20 redeemables. Yeah,
I didn't get the Grail either for Adventure Time. Sadly, I have not pulled that one yet. All right, I'll open one more pack here.
And then Jeremy's got a question for you. Are you going to collect the Disney Organa card?
You know what? I saw a lot of people at the last show opening them. I kind of stay away from cards, like physical cards, because it's a lot of stuff then you don't keep really.
Right.
So I try to stay away from physical cards. I used to do a lot of basketball cards and Magic the Gathering cards and other things.
Right.
See, that pack's not that great. But,
yeah, that was quick. That was $10, right? That pack.
Well, yeah, that's the problem with these. I like the sense of even though it's like opening 3 of these packs essentially when you buy the premium, if you think about it that way. Right. But I just like to be able to go through like 15 cards instead of 5 cards, and then you're like, I just wasted this much,
right?
Kind of thing. So.
So Kelsey says the NFTs are so easy to get scammed. You need to be careful. Is that true?
I mean, so you have to be careful on especially when Series 2 of something comes out. You have to make sure people aren't trying to the best thing to do if you're buying stuff, go through your drop account, click on the card that you want to buy. It'll take you right to the Atomic Hub and tell you which one's for sale at the lowest price. Easiest one to buy. It'll guarantee that it's actually available and stuff like that. But I think a lot of people also forget about, but also in general, trading stuff, it's just like Funko. Like if you sent someone a pop, that same idea, right? If you send someone cards and then they don't send you back, you just gotta trust who you're working with there.
So Riley, also, I'm so happy you brought this up, Riley, because I wanted to talk about this tonight before it got too late. Did we like the new sodas that got leaked this week? I love the Cesar Romero Joker. I absolutely love the Joker. They just did such a great job with him, and the piece count is also a little bit on the lower side, coming in at, I think it says 9,000.
Oh, that's good.
On the side of the
need
can.
to stick around.
Yeah, Dr. Alan Grant is 12, it looks like, and then this XLR8 from, I believe, Ben 10 is 8,000 pieces.
See, this is, I think, the numbers that I think Funko's finally like getting the numbers for the sodas right with these kind of things. I think if they're gonna keep doing unlimited, right? Like, just say they're gonna keep doing them because hey, it works for them. They're selling them in the big box stores. The big box will buy them. They can sell them all day long to them.
Right.
But like for these that are going to like smaller shops and comic book shops and dropping on the Funko shop and that, if they keep them that 12,000 and under, I think that's kind of the perfect like sweet spot.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Joker looks awesome, but the XL, what is it? XL
Ben 10 one.
Yeah, the Ben 10 one. That I wonder if that glow is gonna look that good.
Yeah.
The Dr. Alan Grant is super lazy, but
does he have just sunglasses on? Is that the only difference? Is him wearing sunglasses?
Yeah.
That's lazy. That's a lazy.
Hey, Funko News Canada, what's going on? Good to see you in the house. Tony wants the Dr. Alan Grant soda. I mean, if you're a Jurassic Park fan, yeah, you gotta.
I mean, I don't think you have to care about the chase as much.
No, that's the good thing. Yeah, and that's where Funko. And that's where Funko is leaving money on the table. If they're not making chases that are worthy of people to buy like 2 or 3 or 5 cans to try to get, they're not going to. Like, that's where the lazy chases are hurting Funko. They're hurting your sales. If you don't make, like, for me, like, I would buy, realistically, like, I'll probably buy like 3 or 4 of the Jokers. And then after that, I'll probably just buy the chase. But that chase is great. But Dr. Alan Grant, if that was one I needed for my collection, I'd only buy one. That's it. I'd be like, well, if I hit the chase, great. If I don't, boom. Like, Funko needs to reevaluate. That is where I think they could take their profits into the right direction with sodas. You do exactly what you said, Josh. You keep the piece count under 12,000 pieces for any character. You give it a banger chase that people have to get. These sodas would be selling out left and right for every single category, for every single character.
I mean, if nothing else, the retailers too are going to go after and buy them too. If you make a 30,000 piece count, it's going to be hard to sell to enough retailers that want to buy them.
Right. Yeah, exactly, Riley. That was one of my thoughts too. I like that we're getting the Cesar Romero Joker not too long after we got the Adam West Batman, so people can pair them up. I think the Batman is actually still up on Funko's site, so you could go grab a Batman.
I find that one's pretty easy to get. Like, I was surprised. I thought it would be a little harder.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Exactly. Anna's still waiting on Harry Potter sodas. Anna, there's a lot of sodas they haven't done. It's not that something's long overdue. They will get to it. It's just they can only put out so much stuff. And if they come out with a new product and they release that product in every single IP, that's overwhelming. So I think it's good that they space things out. When they first came out with Pops, it's not like they came out with Marvel and Star Wars and anime and everything all at once. They came out, every year they add different IPs. And I think it was Jonathan just make a comment. Yeah, 100%. Where is that 3-liter Freddy? Come on. I need
hiding in someone's. It's Brian Mariotti's closet, I think. They're hiding in there.
Yeah, exactly. That's the hook with sodas. People get excited. They're ripping over multiple ones, but if they're not making chases that are worth the investment, and that's a shame because they have so much potential. And that's, I guess, why another reason why I was upset about the Freddy's from this year's Fun Days box again not having chases. We didn't see chases in the Fright Night box last year. We didn't have chases this year for the Fun Days box. I don't know. I just think they're taking away excitement from collectors. And if we're going to be spending our hard-earned money, giving it to this company that we love, like, give us the fun, man. That's what Funko's all about. They're all about fun. Give us the fun of trying to hunt down that chase or that rare variant.
I mean, especially since they were just a paint job switch this year.
Right.
Like, they weren't even doing mold switches on this one. Like that's where it really gets like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have even been happy with the lame Darth Vader chase with the glow. You
Right.
know, like, yeah, it's not what we want, but hey, at least
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, even though like a chase could be lazy, at the end of the day, a lazy chase is better than no chase, you know.
Yeah.
There was one more thing I wanted to mention really quick. If I can remember, I lost my train of thought when we started talking about the sodas. Oh, the last thing I wanted to talk about, man, hopefully we have some extra space in our next house. Have you guys seen this pop? I don't know why this Bully Boy Collectibles always has the new pops, but this thing is sweet. And I really want to get this one. There's not too many pop towns that grab my attention these days, but this Avengers Tower is amazing.
Yeah,
I love this.
It would be out of box for me. It would probably go where my Iron Man pops are, because I have Iron Man pops and I have the Lego like suit of armor.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
and like I have like kind of mix of stuff. I have the soda there with them and stuff like that out of box, you know, out of can and all those. So I think like something like this displays great in that kind of setup.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, this is awesome. Yes, we did talk about the exchange pops for a while earlier with the controversy and everything. So if you want to scroll back, rewind back. We did talk about that for a while, but I don't know what happened to Vince, but hopefully he's okay. Hopefully the whole Pop and Duo family is doing okay. Anybody else in Michigan, please, like I said, be safe, especially if there's crazy weather. There's been crazy weather all over the United States lately. But Christina, what's going on? But guys, we're almost at the 2-hour mark, and it's down to just the two of us. But what do you got going on, Josh? What can everybody look forward to?
I think the biggest thing going on is next week is August 30th is our biannual scholarship charity auction. So if you haven't bookmarked that, take a second, go to Professor Josh on Whatnot, go bookmark that. We'll have probably close to 200 items up for auction. So we're starting at 7. We're starting earlier than we normally do on a Wednesday, and go until everything kind of sells. You know, we'll be selling stuff. I'll have some mystery boxes set up. I'll have some regular pops. I'll have some fire grails that you'll see on a Monday video. So you'll see some grails and some other things that were donated to show off. But also, you know, come out, support, have some fun. Even if you don't buy anything, just come out, hang out for a while and check out all the cool stuff. And hopefully everyone can support some way, even if it's just buying one thing or, you know, those kind of things. I really appreciate it. So we'll be doing that. If you didn't check out today's video, we did a Mystery Grail. We did Pop Yourself yesterday, and we got Soda Saturday coming up. And like I said, on Monday, we'll be dropping kind of our auction preview video. We've done that in the past. So it'll show some of the great things that will be up for auction, including some very surprising, amazing grails that I got. So
nice.
John saw a couple of them.
I did.
There
was some heat. Yeah.
You never know. So
and that was very nice of Whatnot to. They're waiving the fees, right?
Yeah. So they're going to reimburse the fees. They also have already donated $1,500 to the scholarship directly.
Yeah,
like amazing. Didn't even ask for that. I just wanted the fees waived. They sent over a number of pops to be auctioned off for charity as well. And so they've been doing an awesome job helping us out. So I appreciate that. They've been supporting the charity since the very beginning. They love the idea. I remember talking to Grant and Logan about it early on. Literally probably, you know, the first, 3 or 4 months of Whatnot going live, and they were willing to support that. So that was really cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome of them. Between the fees, donating pops directly, and donating directly to the charity is amazing. So.
A lot of amazing community members sent something over. I just got a huge, like one of those giant Home Depot boxes.
Yeah.
You know, the double, like big ones, probably 70, 80 pops in there at least that are in there to unbox and go through. So a lot of other great people have supported and sent stuff over. So I appreciate everyone out there that did send something over. And if you didn't, you know, hang out on the auction, buy something, at least, you know, it goes to a good cause and you get something you want to as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to it. The last one you had was pretty awesome. So
yeah, we had a great time. I think you picked up a really good Freddy. I think
I did. I got the Baywatch Freddy.
Yeah,
Baywatch. So we'll see. Maybe we'll try to pick up something again this time. But that's awesome. We have just like Josh, we got some other big stuff coming up as well. Starting, I got to see if I can remember everything because it is a lot. Starting tomorrow night. So if you are a channel member or a Patreon member, we are going to be doing a member/patron only live stream before our regular live stream tomorrow night. So please pay attention to the group chats. If you are not in one of those group chats yet because you signed up recently, please message us because you will only have access to that link through the group chats. So if there's people in there, if there's a lot of messages, if you guys could just keep reposting the link, so that way everybody can be present, or as many people can be present for the pre-live stream tomorrow for channel members and Patreon members, because we have a lot of announcements that we are giving to you guys specifically to give you guys a heads up on some stuff going on with our channel. Then tomorrow night, right after that stream, we are doing our giant monthly box battle live right here again on our channel. We're going to be battling it out with some Smile World boxes. I think we have, I want to say 12 or 13 people coming on, which is great. So we're going to be able to hang out with a lot of people live, see what they pull, and maybe we'll pull one of the top hits from the mystery box run. On
what
Saturday,
run?
It was
what did you guys do?
I think it was
it the low cost one, the like $15 one?
Yeah, it was the low cost one. Yeah,
like Freddy's, a bunch of Freddy's were up.
Yeah, there was a bunch of Freddy's in there. So hopefully we have at least a few people pull some Freddy's, which would be awesome. Then on Saturday, we will be opening our boxes from that run. We haven't done a battle in a few weeks, so it'll be nice to get back to that. And then we have several big unboxings that will be happening. We have one on Sunday, and then we have a bunch next week. And we're actually going to a bunch of stores this weekend to film videos. So there's a lot going on the channel for the next few weeks. Actually, next few weeks moving into September is going to be pretty crazy. So thank you, everybody, for the views. Thank you to everybody who's signed up to support us. Thank you to everybody who's been coming over to our Whatnot auctions. I think I saw Linda put it in the chat earlier. There's a lot of good deals to be had right now. And I'm saying that from the heart as a collector. There is a lot of really good deals right now on some apps, especially like Whatnot. So if you do not have as much money in your collecting budget like you used to, and you're looking to get something that maybe is worth like $40, but you can grab it for like 15 or 20, honestly, I'm seeing those deals all day long on apps like Whatnot, Macari, even eBay. I've seen some stuff sell a little bit lower. So take advantage. If there's something that you've been wanting for a while, like treat yourself, instead of having to shell out full market value, getting something for a good deal is always a great day. So I don't know what happened to Vince, but if you guys didn't check out Vince's video today, I believe they pulled a grail. I have not had a chance to watch it yet, but definitely go check out Vince and Bree over at the Pop and Duo. I know they've been dropping. They've actually had a lot of great videos lately. Yeah. So, and they're actually, this is the perfect time too, since Vince is not here. Everybody in the chat, we still have 121 people in here. If you guys are not subscribed to the Pop and Duo, they are so close to 10K, and I would love to see them get to 10K. I know it's a huge milestone that they are trying to get to. They're making a push for it, even though they're not very verbal about it. Please go subscribe because they're a great channel. Great friends of ours, obviously, and just overall great family. So if you guys aren't subscribed, check today, because some people you might have been subscribed, maybe YouTube took it away. So
they're like 9.9 or something.
Yeah, they're,
like
they're 100 people away from 10K, and they definitely deserve it. So yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming out to the stream tonight. We had a great crowd, great questions. I loved all the comments and all the interaction. So we will see you guys back live tomorrow night right here on our channel. And then, be on the lookout for all the great videos from the three of us, as well as Josh's big charity auction on Wednesday night. So with that being said, don't stop shooting until you score, and have a fantastic evening.
See you, everyone. Bye.